But yeah, when I was like 7 or 8, you don't want to pick cherries. I just climbed the trees.
Yep. You just climb the cherry tree?
Yeah, I mean, what else can you do? You're out in a cherry orchard.
I'd just be eating cherries.
And they were covered in spray dope.
Spray dope.
That's what it was called, or we called it.
Thing to call it.
You don't know why it smelled terrible. They just go around at night spraying it, and it's just like "Wee!" for hours as these cherries were being coated in chemicals.
Skinner's.
That was not the Skinner's farm. The Skinner's farm was not near us. That would be DeRiders, maybe. It's tough to say. And
it's
also
the old
not
DeRiders territory.
DeRiders or Shaners. I think DeRiders bought it later.
The classic rivalry between Shaners and
DeRiders.
DeRiders.
Spelled like DeRooters.
I don't know how that's spelled either, though. So.
Deruiter.
Okay.
So I'm back up again, and immediately, wow. That was an interesting set of actions.
I remember, like, propping myself up in a tree, and I found this, like, great formation of a couple branches that I would pretend is a motorcycle.
Yeah. That sounds kick-ass.
Yeah, I found this really good motorcycle branch. It was really good.
Did you ever build a tree fort?
No, I always wanted to. My uncle ended up making a fort for us out of skids. You know what skids are?
Vaguely.
They're like the pallets that they put things on, and they put forklifts and lift them.
Yep.
And my uncle had like 1 million of them for some reason because he has a farm market, and he built this like really cool kind of like fort out of those. So he made a base, this like rectangular base out of those, and then built like a gazebo thing on top of that.
Wow.
So the inside, the bottom of it, the base had like an inside to it. So we called that the dungeon.
Yeah.
And we just put people in the dungeon until they died.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then we'd have a roof on the gazebo. We'd jump off that. Yeah, it was a really good fort, but it wasn't in the trees. It was just on the ground.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I've made a few of them out of like sticks, but it was like all on the ground because I didn't think I was able to make a structure that I could stand on.
Yeah, it would have been
dangerous.
Yeah, it wouldn't have happened. Wouldn't have worked out.
Maybe it would have kept out a bear. You know?
We didn't have bears.
It
wasn't an issue for us.
We would get a few, but it was incredibly rare. We would get bobcats from time to time, though.
Yeah, we had coyotes, but only not very many of those either. It was a very safe region where I grew up.
Yeah, we didn't have too much to worry about. But did I tell you my coyote story of when I went to that yurt in the Catskills for vacation? I'm sure that I have.
I don't recall. Probably, yeah.
The first night I was out there, so I went out to the Catskills. I just wanted to get out of New York, and I read in some magazine you could go to this yurt, just 2 yurts in a lady's front yard out in the middle of nowhere. And I'm there, and I'm sleeping, and I heard a bunch of coyotes, and I was like, oh, wow, coyotes. And there's like, wait a minute, what if they're like bloodhounds, and that's a manhunt? What if there's a manhunt going on right now?
A manhunt?
That was my first thought.
But they don't use they use dogs. They don't use
right,
coyotes.
but in my head, I was just out alone in the woods hearing creatures, and I was like, what if I'm wrong and they're not coyotes?
What if they're dogs?
And they're dogs, and it's a manhunt.
Did you think I should join this manhunt?
I was just thinking what was going to happen when the man covered in blood started pounding on my yurt door. I was like, let me in. Let me in, man. There's all these dogs.
You gotta help me. You gotta
help me, man.
Let me in your yurt.
What is this, a
yurt? What do you call this, a tent or a...
Is this a semi-solid yurt?
Oh, God. I would hate to be the subject of a manhunt.
I never want to be the subject of a
terrible.
manhunt.
Unless it's like a manhunt in the good way. Like they're trying to find someone who's lost. You know what I mean? They use dogs if someone's lost, too.
Well,
like a kid gets lost or someone goes missing.
I guess I understand in the idea that you're like, if someone's searching for me, I want it to be because I need help.
Yeah.
But I don't actually want to be in that situation because I don't want to be stranded in the woods nearly dead, hoping someone will come to rescue me.
It's multi-tiered. So it's like, if I were to be hunted, I would like to be hunted for my benefit.
Right.
And then, but also I'd prefer not to be in that situation in the first place. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, of course, I mean, you could just say, I don't want bad things to happen to me.
I don't
either. But we might as well wax hypothetical a little bit.
Sure.
Let's have a little fun.
What other hypothetical bad situations can we wax?
What if we're like in a gravity situation where we're kind of in the orbit of Earth, but we have no spaceship, and we're just like floating around in our spacesuits?
That's bad. That doesn't sound
That's
good.
one of those things where it's like, there's really just, what do you do?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're like,
you die quietly.
I could see like if you're in the desert or like stuck, lost in the desert, lost in like the Arctic, or like in the woods, or if you're, there are things you can do to survive.
Right.
If you're in space, there's nothing you can do to survive. Like
no, you're relying on other people at that point.
I mean, the movie The Martian, which I don't think you probably haven't seen, right?
I haven't seen Gravity or The Martian.
Oh, okay. But yeah, in that it's like he survived because he had a lot of resources.
Right, and he had like bits.
Yeah, and he could communicate, and like, but if you're just like floating around in space, there's just you can't suck out the innards of a space snake for the protein or whatever. Like, there's nothing you can do.
And I swear to God, there's a draft in your place coming from somewhere.
Yeah, I think it's coming from the door here.
Fair enough. Anyways, I feel like there was something I was going to add to the gravity situation.
Uh-huh.
I don't. Oh, how long? I mean, I know that astronauts wear diapers.
Yeah.
But like, let's say you're just like floating out there, like, and maybe your diapers. Maybe you need to change your diaper, but you have to go again.
Baby's diaper's getting full.
Like, how long? How long do you hold it if you think you're not going to get picked up? How long are you looking for the comfort?
If I'm in space?
Yeah, you're adrift in space.
And I know I'm just dead, basically?
You know that's like, there's probably no chance at this
Why would I
point.
hold it at all, even for a minute?
Right, that's what I'm asking. So you're just like going to let it all go because you know it's over.
I don't care. Even if I didn't know it was over, I'd still just go.
Mm-hmm.
Even if like someone was coming to get me, it's a spacesuit. You can go to the bathroom in them.
You go to the bathroom in your diaper.
Yeah, that's what a diaper's for.
Right, I'm saying that maybe you've already done your diaper. Maybe the diaper.
It's already
Diaper,
saturated?
yeah.
Well, I'll keep. It's fine. I mean,
You're just
who
gonna
cares?
keep at it.
What do I care? I'm gonna die. What does anything matter?
I guess my question is the comfort of dying soiled?
Well, if I'm, you would hold it? I don't understand. You're saying you would hold it.
I'm not saying that I would hold it, but I am saying
but
that.
But as soon as you die, it's gonna come out.
I would. Well, of course. But I would fear that what would occur would be that I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna do this, and you do it. You're like, I feel some relief, but now I feel gross.
But
and now here I am.
Any grossness you feel is gonna be completely eclipsed by your imminent death.
Demise, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose I'm picturing myself as being this calm, cool, collected.
Yeah, I'm gonna be super cool when I'm dying in space.
Sometimes I do fear, like, if there was a death situation approaching me, like, well, this makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it depends, right? I mean, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that dying in space, like in a space suit, drifting off, would be a nice death. If I was gonna die and I could choose, right? If someone said you have to die, choose your death, that would be a great death. Because one, I'd be in space. And two, when you run out of oxygen, it runs out slowly. And so you end up in this kind of state of, like, you don't, like, suffocate
like
and die.
Like a euphoria.
Yeah, you end up kind of euphoric, and then you kind of just drift away.
Yep.
Because you're poisoned by carbon monoxide.
Yep.
And you go a little crazy, and then you just kind of drift off. It's like, I feel like it's similar to taking like some sleeping pills and a glass of wine or something. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like that's what it is. I could be completely wrong about this.
Yeah, you could be.
But yeah, I would get to spend time in space,
and
then die in space, which is a great place to die. I feel like dying anywhere on Earth has like been done.
Oh, by a lot of people actually.
Yeah, I feel like no one's died in space yet. There's been no humans that have died in space.
No, probably not.
They've been died in the atmosphere on re-entry or on launch, but they've never.
But we've never lost
space.
any in space.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think the Russians have either.
Murder someone on the moon.
Yeah, let's get to the moon and kill someone.
Because that's a perfect murder. Because who's going to get out there to collect the evidence?
We go to the moon. We start a colony. We are the mayors, and we set a policy, and our policy is capital punishment.
Yeah.
So if the moon is a harsh place, we have to have strict rules, and we have to have strict punishments. And one punishment is capital punishment.
It's for littering.
Yeah, I don't care. Yeah, littering. great because honestly, you shouldn't be littering at all.
Mm-hmm.
And if you litter on the moon, that's so much worse than
yeah,
littering.
Because that's clean at this point. Although
yeah, it's starting a bad precedent. You know,
technically, I think we have
we have shit on there.
We definitely have litter.
But I don't think we
moon.
have trash. Though.
We
We've
don't
left
have
stuff
trash. We have refuse, perhaps, because we have things that we can't get off it that have no purpose there.
Yes, that's true. Like the base of the Luterlanders.
Yeah,
left
like
in
when
there.
you go hiking, it's like take only photos, leave only footprints. And what they mean is like pick up your poops.
Yeah.
Don't
No, the
put any
poops-
wrappers.
The poops are fine. Nature has poops. Poops get dissolved and absorbed by the earth. I'm not worried about pooping.
Sure, I think there are some people who do take their poops though.
That's weird. That's a weird thing to do. Just they'll be gone in like a week.
Take
Who
only
cares?
photos, leave only footprints.
I think you're taking it too literally. It
I
just means
think
don't
that-
leave trash is what it means.
I mean, I get it.
You can leave poop. You're saying if you had to go to the
I'm-
bathroom and you were camping, you would be like walking a
I'm
dog and you
not
would pick it up in a
saying-
plastic bag and then bring it home with you.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that I think people do that.
That's whoever does that is crazy. If you're listening and you go camping or something or hiking and you poop and then take your poop with you, you're an idiot. Nature has poops. Nature knows how to do stuff with poop.
Nature knows poop.
Nature knows poop.
Nature does poop. How to poop while hiking, about.com.
Yeah, check out about.com's entry on how to poop. We're still
This is,
we're still fighting this lady.
Yeah, this is me still going at it. I think this is my last shot.
I hope
But who
so.
knows? Bury your leavings or pack them out.
I mean,
About.com.
burying I can see, but
Yeah.
pack them? What a crazy thing to do.
Yep. What they're saying is don't expose the poop. Don't leave the poop exposed. You got to bury it, or you got to take it.
Okay, I see. It seems like burying is a much preferred option.
Oh, definitely.
But also, why not expose poop? What's the issue?
I think it's worried about toxins or any seeds or anything that might be in your poop that could cause any sort of issue, or killing plant life. Because let's face it, your poop is probably not very
But animals poop all the time. They don't kill plants when they poop.
right. But all that they're eating is plants. My poop might be full of Doritos. You know what I mean?
I got a real big Dorito turd I laid out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna grow into a Dorito tree if I don't bury it.
It might cause problems. Nobody wants to see a human poo sitting on the side of a trail, nor would they want invisible poo particles leaching into a
Well, yeah, if
pristine
you
stream where they may need to get their drinking water.
Well, that's gross. I wouldn't poop into a stream.
Yeah, but you might poop near it.
It's
It might be water runoff. This is why you have to take your poops with you.
burying. I agree with.
This
Fine.
is why you have to take your poops
I'm not gonna
with
take
you.
my poops with me. That's not happening. Never.
Remind me to never go hiking with you.
I'll bury them. I'm telling you, I'll bury them.
No, I'm definitely going to bury the poops. I'm definitely burying my poops if I go hiking.
I've never pooped live. I've never done it live. I've never done it freestyle.
I
Never.
don't actually know what
Never.
that means.
I've never gone to the bathroom in something that's not a toilet. A poop-wise. I've never
Really?
tooed into a non-toilet, is what I'm saying.
I-
Or something that's like a makeshift,
Right.
like a porta potty, or never done it.
You've never pooped in a porta potty.
No, I have. I'm saying
Okay.
that's the lowest
I see.
in the
I
scale,
see.
on the poop scale. Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I've pooped out there.
I feel like you'd remember it if you had for sure, though, right?
Which means I've probably done it often. As a child out in the cherry orchards, what do you expect? We didn't have porta potties.
You'd spend that much time in the orchard where you have
Yes,
to poop,
we'd spend a whole fucking day in the
and
orchard.
you could just walk to the next to the orchard where the house is or whatever. And
No, we're deep. There's like hundreds of acres of orchards.
hundreds of acres?
Yeah. How big are your orchards?
I actually don't know how big an acre is. Even though I grew up on a farm, I don't really know.
It's not terribly large, but still, it was like that's a decent amount of
Yeah,
orchards.
100. But it was so. When I was a kid, I would go picking stuff a lot. I would go
Mhm.
cherry picking, apple picking.
How long did you pick for
But
it?
Not that long. Not like
You wouldn't spend
16 hours or
Well,
something.
you wouldn't spend 8 hours out there?
8 hours?
Yeah.
No, I would spend maybe 3 or 4 max.
Well, welcome to my childhood.
8 hours.
Yeah, full day of picking.
Full day of picking.
Yeah, sometimes for several days a week, sometimes for several weeks.
Why would you do that?
Because it's a job.
Oh, because it was a job.
But the thing
But
is,
any job you have provides facilities. They didn't provide you a place to go to the bathroom, is what you're
No.
saying. Because I worked on my grandparents' farm, And I would pick stuff, but we'd be right next to the farmhouse.
We had weird situations because I don't think anyone else was really willing to pick Mr. Skinner's.
No one wanted to get in Skinner's shit.
I don't know exactly. And then there was another one where like my dad's like, this summer we're gonna pick the cherries on the trees that are too small to shake. So me, my mom, and my dad just spent an entire summer just.
But you're saying your parents would also be out there with you, and they'd shit out there as whoa.
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing the top of that.
Yeah, it's the Lumen Flower Garden. Oh, it looks like we're done.
And that's it. So
computer, turn it off.
See you next time, everyone.
On Fruitful Diversions.